All right, I got another one for you guys. This is going to be a 2-for-1, both coming from Niche Gamer. Marvel Spider-Man 2 confuses Cuban and Puerto Rican flags, and Marvel Spider-Man 2 butchers Spanish language to be inclusive. So let's take a look at this first article here and jump right in. If you like these kind of videos, give the video a like, give it a subscribe, check out the channel. You know, I got more stuff like this coming out pretty much every week. So definitely sub to the channel if you like these kind of videos. So as we can see here, we've got Miles Morales, and he's in his apartment, and he's standing next to his flag of heritage, or so it would seem. However, Miles Morales is not Cuban, but that's a Cuban flag, and you can see down here, the flag on the left is a Puerto Rican flag. The flag on the right is a Cuban flag. Miles Morales is supposed to be Puerto Rican, not Cuban. So it begs the question, does Miles Morales live with a bunch of other Cuban families, and he's the only Puerto Rican family? Is he now retconned to be Cuban? Who knows? The world may never know. But here we are, and obviously the answer is they thought that was the Puerto Rican flag. They put it in there to, you know, signal to the Spanish speakers that we're one of you and we support the Hispanic culture because we're up on these kind of things, and that's why we would never put a Cuban flag for a Puerto Rican guy, never in our games. Yeah, that's obviously what this is. And yet again, more effort wasted on diversity and inclusion where they could have developed Miles' story better and made a better game. Now, I'm not saying that Spider-Man 2 is a bad game in any stretch of the imagination. People seem to enjoy it very well. It's not really my cup of tea, but that's just the way it is. I can still appreciate the fact that there are people that are enjoying the game. And the thing is, though, even as good as it is for a lot of people, this effort could have been spent developing the story more. This effort could have been spent making better mechanics or more mechanics or new missions or side quests or just developing the story better or improving performance. These are all things that this kind of effort is taking away from. So however good or bad the game is, it could have been better if you're not wasting time on these kind of things and actually just approaching the story as a creator, as a storyteller, approaching the game as a developer, making better mechanics. That's something that's really quickly being lost in this industry, and it's concerning because we used to have amazing games not that long ago, and those kind of games are getting fewer and fewer, and more games are coming out that are pandering and don't have the substance. Now, this happens to be an attempted pandering with some substance to the game, but the point still stands in my book. So yeah, that's the issue with these kind of things. And we're going to see that in the second article as well. I mean, yet again, more pandering nonsense, this time to the woke crowd at the expense of the Spanish-speaking community, because basically what they're doing here is they're including gender-neutral terms in a language that doesn't have gender-neutral terms. Not officially anyway. Unofficially, people do speak in this fashion, but in an official capacity, in a game like this, they should not be speaking like this. And yet here we are. So the example that like this guy says, in Spanish, there's only masculine and feminine. Doctor, doctora, una, entomólogo, entomóloga, terms for doctor, a, and entomologist. And you can see in the game that they're using X and E, quote unquote, woke crap. So for example, we have this bit right here. Let me just back up, and you can see Doctore. And earlier than that, yeah, here we go. Une importante entomologae. So those are the two gender. Une and entomologae is the gender neutral terms, and they're specifically speaking about a female entomologist. So it should not be gender neutral because they both know that it's a woman. However, here we are. So they're inserting these gender neutral terms to try and virtue signal to Spanish speaking woke people, which is like a vast minority in the Spanish speaking community, at least from what I understand. So yeah, there's a lot of very based Spanish speakers out there that are not particularly happy with this. You can see an awful lot of them in the comments down here. And yeah, Hispanics when you call them a slur, ha, funny. Hispanics when you call them Latinx, not so funny. Yeah, that is very, very true. At least in my experience, they don't like it. They want you to respect their culture, as the wokes would say. So, yet more woke pandering falling flat on its face, at the expense of gameplay, at the expense of mechanics, at the expense of performance and story. They just can't help themselves. Can't stop doing this. So yeah, that's what I got for you guys. 2 fails, no successes. Unfortunately, Spider-Man 2, 0 for 2 in this particular video, but that's the way it is. So hope you enjoy the vid. If you did, like I said, like and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys later.